What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission, CT3939 here, and I got my brother, Darren.
CT 2121.
21. So my name's Paul, his name's Darren, and we just finished ICCCon Nashville 2022. We are decompressing from a weekend of chicken, beer, and amazing Star Wars fun, collectibles,
Absolutely.
panels, getting stuff signed, and we're going to touch on all that. But dude, just initial thoughts and takeaways. What were you thinking this was going to be going into it?
I didn't have a ton of expectations other than, obviously knowing the lineup of everyone who was going to be here, who I wanted to, get signatures from, get a chance to talk to. All the, we had the app ahead of time, so we were kind of able to see the lineup for panels and stuff. But, all in all, I was really expecting just a bunch of people that are super stoked on Star Wars, and that's exactly what I got. So, and a lot more. There's a lot of great panels. A lot of the voice actors from the Clone Wars were really great to listen to them talk about the show, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great takeaways.
Yeah, absolutely. I was texting a friend after this, and I said it's basically smaller than a typical Comic-Con or larger event, but it's so niche and it's so on Star Wars that it just feels like you're enveloped in a Star Wars Disneyland specifically, but it's within a hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt a lot like you're going through the Star Wars world, excuse me, in Disneyland or Disney World or something like that. It was crazy that just all the props that were there that were set up, and then obviously everyone in costumes and stuff like that. You're really enveloped here for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So day one was Friday. We got in and we had all day Saturday where we thought we were going to get a lot of autographs, but we ended up just basically touring the main area and seeing all the collectibles. We got one autograph, which was Anthony Daniels, and then Sunday, which was day two, is when we got all of the autographs that we were wanting to get. But day one, I'd say on that Saturday, also had some really cool panels. So what were your initial thoughts, takeaways from day one?
Day one Saturday?
Yeah.
Day one Saturday was great. I mean, they had the whole Clone Wars panel, and they, got really deep into the makings of the show, everything that they do to, what the voice actor life is like. There's a lot of things that I didn't know about that. The voice actor for Obi-Wan, we went to his side thing, and he just absolutely killed it.
Yeah, talking to myself is really good.
Yeah, he did a ton of cool stuff, and I didn't even know the Ratchet and Clank series, and he did a ton of stand-ins for the original Obi-Wan when he couldn't make it in, and his voice spectrum is just crazy from all the different stuff he can do. Fred Flintstone too, a lot of some old cartoons that you wouldn't have thought that he had been a part of, but he was, and yeah, that was probably my favorite. Aside from the Clone Wars, that was really cool to see all of them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had recently just finished that this last year. Well, I mean, last season kind of just came out last year, but it was really cool to have them, that sort of series finish, and then them be able to come here, and a lot of people had some cool questions. It was solid.
Yeah, and we got the video linked separately on the ICCCon playlist within this channel, so you can watch majority of that interview where it's Matt Lanter, Anna Graves, James Arnold Taylor, Ashley Eckstein together for the first time ever, and it was so cool to be able to see them. We kind of snuck in through a side door and got up really close. We weren't seated, but it almost felt like we were part of the media team because we were so close, had the camera.
Yeah, we got a great angle. We did sneak in. There was a huge line. Had we waited in that line, we probably wouldn't have even got in, but we made a good effort to sneak in, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, it was one of the things where it's better to be ignorant and not know what to do, because if we would have known what to do, we would have done it the wrong way, and so we just kind of walked in through a side door and we're like, oh, sweet, we're here. Oh, yeah. It's the Clone Wars reunion. Sure, I'll watch this.
Yeah, that was sweet. Yeah, day one was big hitters.
Day one was big hitters. We were able to get Anthony Daniels' autograph, and I gotta just call myself out. I made the biggest fool of myself possible.
Yeah.
He said, so what are you getting up to tonight? And I just blanked. I'm like, C-3PO is asking me what I'm doing. And I think I said, oh, we're going to go back to our room and count our toys and then record a podcast, and then we're going to go have some beers. And he must have thought I was the biggest loser ever. And I am. But he was definitely not interested afterwards. Afterwards, I was like, man, I should have invited him out. I should have told him I'm meeting with the president to go over our NASA program, or just anything.
Or just
other
asked
than
him what
I
he was
said.
doing, like just been on the spot. But yeah, I mean, meeting those guys, and he put me on the spot. I just, did the stereotypical, oh, hey, you having fun here? Is this cool? Thanks for doing this. Been a fan for a long time, but yeah, no, it was cool getting that, because I mean, he's been C3PO for everything. So, and I mean, to be honest, he's getting older, so it's nice to have that time while they're around.
Yeah,
So.
definitely. And then day 2. So I got to walk this back a little bit. All last night, so this would have been Saturday night, we had a crack of thunder that woke up everyone in probably Nashville because it sounded like a bomb.
Yeah,
It was insane.
it was scary.
I heard so many people talk about it. But then I was just having nightmares. That's the only thing to call them, because the nightmares were that I couldn't get in line to get the autographs, that I got the wrong person's autographs, that they didn't sign what I wanted them to sign. And so I woke up at 6 a.m., even though the line to get autographs didn't start until 11, because I just wanted to make sure that I got in that line. And so
It's like the equivalent of, having a nightmare where you're naked in the classroom and everyone's laughing at you, essentially.
yeah,
But
at least for me as a Star Wars nerd. And so we were able to get in line. We were able to get Ian McDiarmid's autograph, and that was super cool. I had him right on my Black Series blue line, execute order 66. I put the helmet on to be in character, and that was pretty
you
cool.
like that, yeah.
You like that. And then you got a poster signed of him and Darth Vader.
Yeah, that was sweet. Got the poster of him and Darth Vader crossing the dark sabers together. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, so that was sweet. And then we kind of walked around. I ended up picking up a really cool sand trooper from the orange line for like $30, and I go right on eBay right away, and they're selling for like 75. So that was a cool pickup. A lot of things are overpriced. So he's got his Revan helmet, and he walks up to the lightsaber stand, and he asked for a Revan lightsaber. And how much did he?
$700 is what he quoted me at.
$700. I forget the guy's name. He's a really good guy. But we went to another stand, and that's where I got the reasonably priced sand trooper. He was selling Revan's lightsaber for $300.
Yeah, like $295.
Yeah, $295. And so that was kind of a lesson in collectible conferences, is that some people will take advantage of people who are the prisoner of the moment. They're so excited, oh my gosh.
Or don't do their homework.
Yeah, or don't do
like
their homework.
If I knew the price online, I looked online too, and it said GameStop was selling them for $275. Had I known that, I would have just said $275 and saw what he said. But
that's so funny, because you're at a conference of collectors. The collectors aren't dumb. They know what stuff goes for. And so obviously there's a mix of people who aren't serious collectors and are serious collectors.
I do have the internet though, so he was a little bit at a disadvantage there.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Yeah, there were some weird vendors. One lady had a kangaroo. One guy was in a kilt selling us on a leather belt. And some people were cool and reasonable. Some people I was just like, man, we are definitely at a Star Wars Comic-Con conference.
100%.
Definitely. So then after that, we go through, we get in line, and I got to flip this over because we have 4 signatures from the Clone Wars. Matt Lanter, Ashley Eckstein, James Arnold Taylor wrote Paul Hello There, which was really cool. And then Anna Graves, Duchess Satine. So I was able to get that, and that was, and will continue to be, the highlight of my Star Wars fandom, or one of them, definitely, because all of them, and as I went to talk to Ashley, I was holding back tears because I was so excited. We watched her episodes in season 7 last night, and I was literally talking to the voice of Ahsoka Tano, who's one of the coolest characters ever, and plays such a big role in the Star Wars universe, and how my head canon and real canon all comes together, and it was cool. It was super cool. Matt Lanter was awesome. He's coming off illness, so he was kind of under the weather. James Arnold Taylor was so nice. He let me take a picture of him with the helmet. He said, "Hey, take a picture." I didn't pay for a picture, but he wanted me to take a picture.
He just thought the helmet was cool. He commented that this is a really cool piece, so he just was like, yeah, let's just take a picture with it. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So got that picture right there. And then Anna Graves, we talked to her for 10 minutes about what she does in the VMAs and as a voice actor for all these TV shows, and she's just a super sweet lady as well.
Yeah, she's got a very illustrative career for sure.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah.
They all do.
Yeah, especially James Arnold Taylor. Holy cow, I did not know how many things that guy was involved in. It's crazy.
Yeah, super crazy. So obviously, we had an amazing time outside of the conference at Nashville. Or some of your favorite places that we went to eat and get drinks at?
Oh man, I mean, we just had it tonight, and always I'll put the plug in Hattie B's Chicken. If you're ever in Nashville, you have to get Hattie B's Chicken. They also have Prince's Chicken, which we had the first night when we were in town, and that was just as good, just a little bit different style and sandwiches. But obviously, when you're coming to Nashville, you're getting the hot chicken. So we hit the two best chicken spots. So I'm content with that. But we also got a pig leg porker, which was phenomenal barbecue. The owner there has a great story of how he originated and all that stuff, but the food in the restaurant, the vibe was just great. All the food here was fantastic.
Yeah,
honestly.
we got drinks at Dirks Bentley Whiskey Row. We just got drinks tonight at Jason Aldean's. We got drinks at the Cluck, something Cluck. There was some bird. No, Party Fowl. Party
Fowl.
That
was the name of it,
in the Gulch, which is another great name.
Yeah.
And so obviously there's so many places to check out. We just wanted to check out Broadway and got good food, good drinks. I mean, I'll be honest, the food at the hotel wasn't the best, but they did what they needed to do, and we had a great time.
Yeah, I think they were a little blown away the first day with the organization of how many people were trying to eat and the logistics there, but they figured it out day two. But
yeah, staff was super sweet. Nothing against
great.
The staff.
Staff was great.
Yeah,
they were just overwhelmed
with thousands of people pouring in through doors that they did not know they were getting in through.
Yeah, I can't imagine not knowing that. I mean, hopefully they got a warning ahead of time, but they did great.
So I think plan is to come back next year, and I don't know what.
Absolutely, come back next year. And the great thing about this being in Nashville is a lot of the characters actually live locally, so they make it out, and you also get to do fun stuff during the night. You get to do this during the day, and get your Star Wars fix in, and then at night you get to go out and have a good time. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm going to try and get a booth and set up Republic Army Fit and the Trooper Transmission so that people can come and do workouts or just learn about the community. So that was definitely a lot of inspiration to see all these people. They had random booths, Lego makers local to the area, Mandalorian legions local to the area. So if you're watching this and you're I want to maybe make a club or get a club in, they had game nights, they had Dungeons and Dragons, they had so many different niches within people that would be interested in Star Wars collectibles. So really, we saw an alligator and a boa constrictor.
Yeah,
there's a reptile farm.
They had a reptile farm somewhere nearby, I think, and they just were like, hey, let's just bring them in. So it was a straight up zoo.
Yeah. So, but I mean, shout out to Michael Havens. He put on a great event. Yeah. Shout out to Rebel Force Radio. They are the ones who continued to promote it, and I eventually came around to deciding I wanted to do it. I didn't get a chance to see them or any of the podcasts for that matter, but at some point I'm sure I'll run into them because this is something that we found that we enjoy doing.
Yeah, and they'll probably be going to all the same events that we'll be going to in the future. So, it was a great experience.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have them on the podcast. I'll get on the podcast. They'll say, hey, we want to interview CT 2121 and CT 3939 about the Kenobi Kickstart and Body by Bad Batch and Move Like Mando and whatever else we come up with. So with that little plug, we got the Kenobi Kickstart 8-week challenge. We're going to start that on May 25th. Darren's been doing the workouts in the gym here in Nashville. He's been crushing those. I just had a buddy finish the 8-week program. Another friend from LA, he's an Equinox trainer, just finished the program, and they are loving it. So we'll have some of those testimonials. But I think, Friday you did the General Grievous?
Friday was General Grievous. Today was lower body. We took a little break yesterday. Yesterday was kind of a jam-packed day. I had to deal with some flight issues, but overall, the 8-week program has been fantastic. Had a little hiccup just with traveling for stuff, but overall it was a great program, and definitely be doing it again.
It's meant to be fun, meant to be related to Star Wars. Actually found a really cool embroiderer and patch maker who's going to make some custom patches for the Kenobi Kickstart, so that's going to be something we're doing. But so keep tuned for that. That's going to be something that I'm super excited about, and we'll continue to just grow. And if you haven't done the 501st 5-day challenge, definitely get on that. That's going to be something that's really fun and just kind of like a free way to do things. And I think that's all I got to say about ICCCon to wrap it up. If you're new to the channel, be sure and subscribe, hit that ding bell notification, like all that good stuff. And we'll catch you next time on the Trooper Transmission.
Sounds good. We're
Peace.
out.